DC News Now. Rain today, but a drier weekend. Weather forecaster Brittany Ward is in the Weather Center tracking your forecast.
Nobody's safe. It's very, very sad.
Also, how Montgomery County police are able to stop an alleged school shooting. The new details this hour.
Stop. 226. Stop. Stop. We're 2937. Stop.
Two planes nearly collide on the runway. We're looking into the developments and potential safety concerns.
He's an angel.
Also, a heroic reunion. The family of a boy pulled from a burning car. Meet the man who saved his life. And later, a sneak peek into Washington Commanders' strategy ahead of the NFL Draft.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us for the news at noon. I'm Mark Hall. To a developing story in Montgomery County, Maryland this afternoon. For the first time, law enforcement and local leaders spoke after an 18-year-old high school student was arrested this week for making threats of mass violence. DC News Now's Kevon Dupree is live from Montgomery County Police Headquarters in Gaithersburg. And Kevon, that news conference wrapped up a short time ago. What did leaders say?
Mark, leaders shared more details about the 129-page manifesto made by Alex Yee, where they say he threatened a mass shooting at Wootton High School. Now, officials say that threat was stopped because someone saw something and said something. Now, County Police Chief Marcus Jones says this threat made by the 18-year-old shows the importance of remaining vigilant and taking swift action. The chief says on March 3rd, Rockville City Police was contacted by Baltimore County Police about Yee following a tip they received by someone close to Yee. Authorities then went to do a wellness check at Yee's home, but Chief Jones says officers were denied entry into the home by the suspect's father. On March 4th, Rockville City Police notified Montgomery County Police, and MCPD's Crisis Intervention Team began an investigation on Yee. Chief Jones says Yee shared the 129-page manifesto with a witness via Google Docs, at which point MCPD obtained a search warrant for that Google account. Here's Chief Jones talking about what they discovered in that Google account.
During the execution of the warrant, officers were able to read Yee's manifesto, which Yee alleges is fiction. In the document, he writes about targeting his former elementary school because little kids make easier targets. He strategized on how to access the easiest classrooms in his high school and how he would be able to sneak a gun into the school.
And Yee will have a bond hearing today at 1 o'clock, and he is being charged with threats of mass violence, which carries a max sentence of 10 years. Reporting live in Gaithersburg, I'm Kevon Dupree, DC News Now.
All right, Kevon, thank you. Wootton High School is operating as normal right now. Police say that 18-year-old Alex Yee was arrested and charged for writing that 129-page manifesto that Kevon was talking about, a student committing violence inside of a school. Many students were shocked when they heard about what happened, but they're feeling a little bit safer today.
We feel more protected since they were arrested, and we feel safe here.
Yeah, I agree. I feel safer, but I think other people are going to be more cautious, and their parents might not let them go to school.
Well, Montgomery County School says that Yee was a virtual student and has not been in person since the fall of 2022. In a statement, they say they describe the charges against him as extremely dangerous. And moving forward, they have increased security to ensure student safety. And we're going to continue to follow this story and bring you the latest on air and online at DCNewsNow.com. All right, weather forecaster Brittany Ward is in for Damon Matson this afternoon. And Brittany, yesterday those clouds looked like they were going to give way. They didn't. Today, I think it's just a matter of time, but you tell me, is it going to rain or are we going to get lucky again?
We are going to be tracking scattered rain, Mark, as we head through your Friday. In fact, we're already starting to see some rainfall across the DMV. So heading out the door, just make sure you have the umbrella on hand, and you're going to need it as we head into your Friday night. So here's a look at radar showing you the last hour across the DMV. Yes, we are quiet in the nation's capital and surrounding areas, but our friends out to the west, they are starting to see some light sprinkles sprinkles begin to develop now. Zooming radar in and just putting a pause on it. Front Royal, looks like you guys are seeing a line of showers work their way over the mountains, then further off into West Virginia and the eastern panhandle of West Virginia. They are starting to see some rain as well. Now this batch of rain will work its way closer to the district as we head within the next couple of hours. So just make sure you have the umbrella on hand. Today will not be a complete washout. Now we do have some flood alerts right now in effect for portions of the DMV. A coastal flood advisory for Washington, D.C. expect to expire around 9 p.m. and we do have a coastal flood warning in effect for St. Mary's County. That's also expected to expire later on this evening. Now, temperature-wise, we are going to be a lot cooler today than what we saw yesterday. Right now, we're struggling to get out of the 50s. 54 currently in the nation's capital, 56 as you head over there to Lexington Park. 52 is the current temperature there in Hagerstown, and highs today will be right around seasonable for this time of year. But Mark, the good news is heading into the weekend, we're going to be dealing with a warm up and sunshine will be returning to the area. So keep it here. We'll break down that forecast coming up.
All right, Brittany, thank you. Live look at Reagan National Airport this afternoon. The FAA is looking into a dangerous close call between two planes on the runway. You're about to hear what that frantic moment sounded like to the pilots on the two planes. A Southwest flight that was taxiing and a JetBlue flight preparing for takeoff. Our Northern Virginia reporter Max Marcilla shares the details of this close call.
Stop. 224, stop. Southwest 2937, stop.
We stopped. We were cleared to cross runway 4.
And we're stopped. JetBlue 1664.
Two planes seemingly on a collision course, narrowly avoiding each other as both came to a stop before maneuvering away. The FAA is looking into what happened 7:41 Thursday morning. The JetBlue flight 1554 on its way to Boston delayed nearly 6 hours, the airline saying it inspected the plane before it eventually took off. This comes after efforts by some members of Congress to add flights to Reagan National, but it's been opposed by many of our region's politicians. In a joint statement, Senators Tim Kaine and Mark Warner say DCA's overburdened runway is already the busiest in the country, and we fear that adding more flights could put passenger safety at serious jeopardy.
And that was Max Marcilla reporting this afternoon. Both airlines say that they're cooperating with the federal investigation. Initially, the FAA says that an air traffic controller told the Southwest plane to cross a runway while the JetBlue flight was starting its takeoff. Well, developing now, a D.C. agency is the target of a ransomware threat, with thieves reportedly threatening to release financial documents. According to data host company Tyler Technologies, client data from D.C.'s Department of Insurance Securities and Banking could become public. Well, the company says it had found the breach late last month. They took their systems offline after the break-in, and an investigation found that a threat actor encrypted the system and took the data. According to a security monitoring company, the attack could expose people's names, business information, and email addresses.
It's the Department of Insurance, so they'll have, information from business insurance as well as personal insurance throughout the district. There's a lot of tax documents and stuff I'm sure that will be included in this type of dump. But really what ends up being the most damaging are the emails and stuff that are leaked.
Well, the person or the people who took the data threatened to release it if a deal is not met today. A man is in custody in Prince George's County after allegedly shooting someone on a basketball court at an LA Fitness. District Attorney's Office says that 24-year-old Nelson Ballard III is expected to appear in court later today. He faces charges for attempted first and second-degree murder. Police say that he shot the victim during an argument while playing basketball last Thursday. And officials say the victim is in the hospital in critical condition. Well, taking guns off the streets. A group of Maryland churches are working together to do that tomorrow with the gun buyback event. And joining DC News Now's anchor Corey James to talk about it are the state's attorney from Montgomery County, John McCarthy, and Montgomery County Sheriff Max Wee, and Reverend Holly Jackson, pastor of United Church of Christ of Seneca Valley.
Different churches from different backgrounds really banded together to make this happen. Why was that so important to do?
Yeah, we're a part of the DC area Interfaith Gun Violence Prevention Network, and that's over 40 houses of worship from all different faiths, and so we've come together to say we want to make a difference in our community and do what we can to stop gun violence. And so as part of this effort, we collected all the funds for this gun buyback, over $27,000 in funds from donations from those houses of worship and from individuals who want to make a difference in our community.
How do you think an event like this will comfort them?
So this is one of many strategies to reduce violence-related firearms. There are a number of firearms that may be in the homes of residents that they just don't know what to do. Maybe they inherited them, they came into possession somehow. Again, this is an opportunity for them to turn them in. We want to create a welcoming environment. My deputies will be on site to ensure a safe environment, to take custody of the firearms, make them safe. If anybody is coming, we urge them to have unloaded firearms, cased, and in the trunk, preferable. However, again, we'll have uniformed deputies, signage. It'll be very apparent on what to do. I'll have Spanish-speaking deputies there as well, and we look forward to supporting this.
Our thanks to Corey James. New portable toilets in the district are helping you go while on the go. DC welcoming the first of 5 free portable public restrooms as part of a new contract. The first bathrooms in Oxon Run near the W2 bus stop. And Thrones Labs is bringing those bathrooms to the city. And they're based in Brentwood, Maryland. They create movable bathrooms that do not require water, sewer, or electricity. Bathrooms can be accessed through an app or by scanning a QR code.